We are live. Okay, so we have Gopal Chaudhary with us, who's working as the Chief of Security and Brand Protection at Tata Steel. He will be giving his presentation on testing the adoption of the tagging and tracing system for the steel manufacturing industry. Gopal, the stage is all yours now.
Thank you, Minal. Distinguished participants, ladies and gentlemen. It's a great honor for me to share my thoughts at this RFID NFC track and trace innovation embracing the COVID world webinar. First, I would like to congratulate the organizers for assembling distinguished business leaders. We have just heard a professional from Bayer. We have legal luminaries and service providers, basically to deliberate on how we need to manage the VUCA world. We have just heard about how COVID found everybody, found everybody completely unprepared. With this, we have also seen a spate of counterfeiting during this COVID period. Now we are going for vaccination, and it would be a huge, sort of exercise across the globe where government would like to reach out to every citizen. How do we ensure that the vaccine that is being sent to the remotest part of the world are genuine? How exactly do we ensure that all the parameters of the vaccine is taken care of, and some counterfeiters, someone who basically comes out with fake drugs, do not completely disrupt this, because if that happens, is going to basically cause loss to life. When we talk about this, basically, I in Tata Steel deal with counterfeiting. I am the Chief of Security and Brand Protection. I take care of counterfeiting, basically products being counterfeited in our brand name. And when I make this presentation, I do it from my experiences as to how exactly we have been tackling this menace. When we talk about counterfeiting, it is not confined to one country. And because there is a high profitability and there is a lack of effective countermeasures across the globe, and that's why it has become a hydra-headed monster, it has been growing in a geometric proportion. It is very difficult to tell the exact data on counterfeiting because it's an illegal and clandestine activity globally. But counterfeiting is a big menace that needs to be tackled smartly now with the help of technology. There is an alarming need for product tracking and tracing because of the globalized supply chain, diverse suppliers, risk of counterfeiters, and also demand of the customers. Along with that comes, strict regulation by different countries across the globe to make sure that counterfeiters and even manufacturers do not play with the safety, do not play with the lives of the people. In fact, if you see counterfeiting is not confined to one country. If I see annals of history, you can see in the slide, counterfeiting has a rich and varied history. Annals of history tells us that, as back as 2000 BC, we had these cowrie cells that used to be counterfeited by the people. And counterfeiting was handled at that point of time too. Greek coins, were commonly counterfeited by covering a less valuable metal with a layer of precious metal. Then too in Greece, countermeasures were put in place to check counterfeiting. And when I was going through the annals of history, I found that there used to be an appointment called official coin tester. So what they used to do, they used to cut the coin to check if there is a proper metal at the core or not. So counterfeiting is not something, a new phenomenon that has happened in a couple of hundred of years. It has been there since beginning. There are recorded history of counterfeiting of currency notes, what you see in the middle GOG. So this used to be basically one of the currency notes. They started counterfeiting this too. And despite having all the counterfeiting measures, anti-counterfeiting measures, like even death sentence to, basically counterfeiters, this continued. If you read history, it was Chinese dynasty decided death penalty for counterfeiters, but still nothing could happen. And then they came out with a complex banknote design in China, and what the present banknote that you see has come from that. So basically, counterfeiters kept counterfeiting, and the government and enforcement agencies kept devising the effective anti-counterfeiting measures. And that's how we have been sort of, it's a game of wit, and whosoever is smarter wins. Before I share my experiences with you on countermeasures, I would like to tell you something about my group, Tata Group. We have recently been assessed. Tata brand value broke to 20 billion US mark in 2020. We are one of the brands in the world which is known for its integrity and value. We have been known for delivering with promises. We have been known for taking care of stakeholders. We are the only Indian brand to feature in the top 100 of the Brand Finance Global 500, what you see here. And one of our hotel called Taj has been also rated as India's strongest brand, with a brand strength index of almost all 90.5 out of 100. So operating in more than 100 countries, and I'll tell you why I'm telling you all this later on. Operating in more than 100 countries across 6 continents, employing a staggering 7 lakh plus people, our group do business and core values of integrity, responsibility, excellence, pioneering, and unity. We are governed by Tata Code of Conduct that serves as an ethical roadmap for us and our stakeholders and partners. We have always been adhering to the values and ideals articulated by our founders almost 150 years ago. We come to Tata Steel, where I am working. So founded by Jamshedji Tata in 1868. And Tata Steel, the world Tata Group is a global enterprise comprising more than 30 companies across 10 business verticals. And it has a mission to improve the quality of life. And when we say improving the quality of life, one of the most important thing is not allowing anybody to play with the safety of the people. So we have a mission to improve the quality of life of the communities we serve globally through long-term stakeholder value creation based on leadership and trust. We come to Tata Steel. Tata Steel, world of Tata Steel is one without boundaries. We say we keep growing, we changing, we keep changing, we keep challenging. So a world that embraces different skills, continuous innovation, sustainable growth, and a better quality of life. We touch the lives of millions of people across the globe every day with the steel that we produce. And it is highly likely that Tata Steel has affected even your life today, though you may not be knowing it, because the steel that is being used in the vehicle that you drive, to the house you live in, from the bridge you cross, to the hand tool that you use in your garden, we keep striving to deliver unparalleled quality through our value and solution. Established in 1907, we have a journey of excellence. It was established as Asia's first integrated private steel company, and presently we are world's second most geographically diversified steel producer. We are one of the few steel operations that are fully integrated, from mining to the manufacturing and marketing of finished products. Today we operate in 26 countries and have a commercial presence in over 50 countries, with employees across 5 continents, and the numbers are growing. Now we come and we say why I was talking about my company. I was talking about my company because it takes a lot of pain to develop your brand. You do a long journey, you take care of stakeholders, you do a lot of sacrifices, you comply with regulations, and then you create a brand. And then somebody, some smart guy on the street, or somebody, even a nation state, decides to make use of your brand by sort of monetizing the brand value. When we talk about brand, basically it has four components that you can see here. So it has brand owner, it has counterfeiter, it has customer, and it has a government. And all this put together, entire stakeholder is required to be managed effectively. When we talk about counterfeiter and the customer, we know that there are two types of counterfeiting, deceptive and non-deceptive. Deceptive counterfeiting, where we are not at all, consumer is not at all aware about the product being counterfeit. Non-deceptive is where people are aware, like you buy a Citizen watch or you buy a costly Swiss watch at 1/10 or 1/5 of the price of the original product. You know that it's a fake. And customer has a choice. So basically, when we talk about technology, we need to identify as to how exactly do I enable the customer who is a deceptive victim of deceptive counterfeiting. Definitely, we can't do anything to a customer who is buying a counterfeit product, knowing it fully well that it's counterfeit. So when we talk about track and trace and when we talk about others, basically we are talking about enabling the end customer to know that the product that he is buying is deceptive, is fake. So we come to violations, and generally we have seen in Tata Steel we have three types of violation. First is counterfeiting, where product is exactly replicated, even the packaging and design, etc. So you cannot identify, cannot make out by seeing the product whether it is a fake or counterfeit. Second one is addition of something with my brand. Like say, for example, Tata is our brand. Somebody will say Tata Rose, or somebody will say Tata Nagar or Rose Tata Nagar. But a helpless victim, a laborer or a farmer who buys our product, say for example wire for fencing his field, he just see Tata name and he's made to believe that it's a Tata product and he buys that. And third one is use of brand name in products which are not even manufactured by us. So we generally deal with all these three types of brand violations. Like say for example, here you can see left side is our genuine brand and right side is a fake product. It is very difficult for a customer, even a small trader, to understand what is fake and what is genuine. So we call it lookalike, and this basically again dents on our supply chain, dents on the profitability of our dealer and distributor, and also tarnishes our image, our brand name. Then we come to, like say for example, product with prefix or suffix. Say for example, we conducted the raid last month, where you can see here they have put Rose and then they have put Tata, and Tata is distinct, and above that they have put Rose, and below Tata they have written Nagar. Now when we conducted the raid, the manufacturer told the police that it is not Tata product. But when we talked about this product to the customer who was buying it, he said, yeah, I'm buying it because I understand that's a Tata product. And that's how brand image, brand name are basically sort of illegally monetized by the counterfeiters. And it is happening, it is not confined to one particular area, it is happening across the globe. Then we come to third type of thing, like say for example here, we do not manufacture these sockets, but we do manufacture a lot of tube products. Now if you see this product has Tata distinctly written, and even packaging material also has Tata name on it, and we are not manufacturing this. So invariably first thing that comes to our mind is that if it is not our product, we are not manufacturing this. But when it comes to misuse of our brand name, we are very, very aggressive. We are very, very, sort of focused that we would not allow this brand name to be misused by any of the counterfeiters. We definitely would intervene and make sure that these counterfeiters are brought to book. Legal actions are initiated against them, and we have initiated. So basically, when we were doing all these raids, one thing that basically came to our mind is how exactly do I make my customer, the end customer, and even small dealer to understand which one is a lookalike, which one is a fake product, which one is a genuine product. And we came out with this, RFID solution in Tata Vyron. Basically, the purpose was to deter the counterfeiters, that we are aggressive and we are going to the market and we are going to check the product and we are going to take action, and very, very aggressively we take action against these people with the help of law enforcement authorities. So we came out with this product 2 years ago, where we came out with a RFIDs, this scannable QR code that authenticates the product being genuine. It also has certain more features that I'll be sharing you in the next slide. So this is a high security temper evident holographic level with unique QR code. So it doesn't have only QR code. If you see all the features I have put here, whether it is a micro text or lens effect or background, black dots for security, it has an animated bird, it has a laser hidden code, it has a serial number, then all that gradient effect, lens effect, etc. All the features that you see makes it very difficult for a small time counterfeiter to have this product. And then when we empower our customer, we empower our dealer and distributor to download this app, do the scanning and figure out then and there, ascertaining whether it's a genuine product or a fake product. So this has helped us a lot in terms of not only deterring, but even detecting the counterfeit product. And the moment we do that, even it is easier for us to persuade the law enforcement agencies by showing them the use of technology as to how we are certain that it's a fake product. So if you see next slide, this is how it works. Any dealer, distributor, even our surveyor who goes to scan the market, carry out the survey of the market, uses this QR code on our product, and then he enters and submit the user detail, and he get product genuinity then and there, and it says thanks for buying a genuine Tata Vyron product. So by doing this, we have empowered the customer. Now he needs to decide. Say for example, if this Tata Vyron, genuine Tata Vyron with all the quality ensured product, it costs 30 rupees a kg, and a fake product with same Tata Vyron package is available in 25 rupees kg, and he knows that it is a fake product and he buys it, it is his choice. It is his choice. But we have given him a choice to ascertain that if he intends to buy a Tata Vyron product with all the standard quality ensured, he has the option. Similarly, for a small seller in a village area or in a sort of a tier 2, tier 3 cities, it is very easy for a small buyer to get duped by a counterfeiter, saying that you will get a big margin for selling this product. But now even the small traders, they can use this app and can figure out if it is a genuine product then and there. They don't have to come to us, they don't have to write to us, we don't have to send the team. Even we send our local distributors person with this system, we make them to buy, and they scan and they tell us that it is a fake product, and then we carry out intervention activity immediately. So basically all the label technical details we have told you, temper evident and destructs on removal. So somebody tries, it carries multiple unique elements which cannot be guessed or generated. It includes a hologram, which is very difficult to duplicate, and it includes multiple overt and covert features. So even if somebody tries to do that with the use of latest printing mechanism, it is pretty difficult for that person to do this, sort of fake labeling. So how it helped us? So basically, label optionally included a hidden code for additional verification. A secure label hologram included a dynamic 2D code, making it highly secure. App completely verifies all elements of label, and it generates real-time alerts. You come to know about then and there. And also we come to know if somebody has, somebody has scanned a fake product. We come to know about it, where it has happened, when it has, because it connects with our server. So it connects with our system. So it tells us that somebody at this particular time and place have, sort of scanned a counterfeit product, and we can send our survey team to identify, find out, and take action against that. We also get this brand owner dashboard, and dashboard has all the features. We can see what exactly are the loyalty system. It also helps in knowing who all are our loyal customers. We come to know about that. So it has everything that we can think of that we have asked them to do. So besides doing real-time scanning, it also helps us in knowing how many invalid scans happened and scans per level, and what is who all are our loyal customers and loyal, and we accordingly can also think of doing some loyalty program for our genuine customers. Similarly, for user, we get user scanning report, which has name, mobile number, GPS location, and cities. And you can see it here. It tells us about the brand name, it tells us about batch code, it tells us about serial number, message displayed, what is user mobile number, username, etc., etc. So this is a connect between manufacturer, trader, and the end customer. All three of us are in the same picture. If it is a genuine product that goes to a loyal customer, we come to know about it. If somebody is trying to sell our product and a loyal customer scans it, we come to know about it. So this is something that has helped us a lot. So as we said, it has fraud alerts and detection. So real-time verification report and alert, tracking and tracing each and every product, including the location. That helps us in planning our intervention, and understand that we are present in almost all small cities through our dealers and distributors. We have a supply chain across the country in India. So we are able to take action at a lightning speed. The moment we come to know that a particular area, particular location has been proliferating all our counterfeit products, we take action immediately. It also helps us in defining and editing the system based on our needs, and we can engage and interact with the customer directly. The moment I come to know that somebody has bought somebody sort of scanned and found a fake product, we can reach out to him because we have his telephone number, we have his whereabout. So this is how it helps in sort of knowing the fake, knowing the genuine, knowing the loyal customer, and knowing the counterfeiter. Similarly, we also get a real-time email alert that somebody tried to verify it, verification could not be completed. This could be either because the user is in poor lighting condition or because this could not be authenticated. And this gives these brand protection team to act. So basically they carry out further probe in this, and thereafter they carry out the intervention planning. Now, impact of this technology, curbing cross-territory flow of material. So even I know that, say for example, we have some scheme in a particular region, say Eastern region, we are giving some scheme where we are giving a discount to a distributor and dealer. And the product that we have sent to Eastern region, if gets diverted to Western region because price in Western region is higher, I come to know about it by just scanning this code. So it is not only for prevention of counterfeiter, it also helps in identifying the loyal customer. It also helps in curbing this cross-territory flow of material. Channel partners, our dealers and distributors who are basically imposing trust on us, are also happy that they are able to sell more because counterfeit products are removed from the market by our intervention. Obviously, identification of counterfeit material and fake material is known, and this also heightens the awareness on counterfeiting. Every time we conduct a raid in a particular area, we make sure that we go to the media, we publish the entire story in the local newspaper so that people know what exactly is being sold in the name of our brand. And they have done that conscious choice of not becoming a deceptive victim of deceptive counterfeiting. When we talk about need for track and trace and what exactly are the limitations of traditional system, even the system that we have applied has certain limitations. Now understand that we are entering into, and the entire world has become a global village. COVID-19 starting from Wuhan in China spreads across the globe. Similarly, many companies, multinational companies, even we Tata Group are spread across the globe. We have global supply chain. Somebody is manufacturing it somewhere, something is getting outsourced somewhere. We have our warehouses and all these stockyards across the globe. We need to have a clarity on what exactly is going where. If we have to recall a product, how do we do that? If we have to prevent counterfeiting, how do we do that? If we have to identify an ascertain, how do we do that? So basically, not only from counterfeiting product, even knowing who is buying my product and knowing who is my loyal customer and knowing as to how exactly can I comply with the strict legal provisions, statutory provisions of the country where we are supplying. We need to have track and trace. And certain limitations that we understand is that most of the limitations, most of the track and trace technology is identifying location. It tells me where it has happened. Then issue is of data integrity. Say for example, somebody is giving some data manually. It is not being read by sensors. There could be accuracy issue. Then sharing to the entire supply chain management. That is a very, very important aspect. And obviously real-time end-to-end visibility. So these are basically limitations that impacts the the need of having a digitized, robust system that is sustainable and that helps us in maintaining sustainability. So what exactly can be done? So first is we should have a capability to track, trace, and verify through single integrated source data. We should make sure that source of data and its accuracy is very, very important, even for prosecution. Second is real-time transparent data sharing. And it has to be done across the supply chain stakeholders. It cannot remain confined to one. Everybody doesn't have to go and ask for the data. It has to flow in the system. And obviously, we have now this IoT and blockchain-enabled system where sensors used with IoT and we're basically sort of supported by blockchain can provide that. Obviously, empowering the end user customer in ascertaining the genuineness must be there. So I think time has come when most of this technology needs to move towards this direction so that we are able to protect brand reputation. We are able to empower the customer not to get duped and become victim, especially in this VUCA world and especially it's very, very important in pharma industry that we empower the customer. I do not know the medicine that I'm buying from a medical store is right or not. How do I know? So if I'm empowered, if I can scan, if I can have security features, if I am made aware about it, it's not only doing it, making aware about it is equally important. So that's all I wanted to sort of share with you. Thank you for providing me an opportunity to share my thoughts on this. I hope it's of some use. Thank you.
It was a very insightful presentation. Especially the part related to the history of counterfeiting was extremely intriguing. It was very good. So we have Gopal with us. If anybody has any questions, please drop them in the main chat, and Gopal is here to answer them. Thank you so much, Gopal.
My pleasure, Manal.
Okay, so our next speaker is Rameshwar Verma, who's working as a track and trace serialization specialist. His topic of presentation is track and trace what pharmaceutical companies, the industry has to realize.